An apple. Is an apple. Is an apple. Right? Just like a tomato. Is a tomato. Is a tomato. Or a chicken. Is a chicken. Is a chicken. Clearly, it's not. Like Joel Salatin at Polyface Farms says, well, food is no different than buying a car. You get what you pay for. Why is it that we exempt food, of all things, from that rule? Industrial agriculture, because it depends on standardization, has bombarded us with the message that all pork is pork, all chicken is chicken, eggs, eggs, even though we all know that can't really be true. Much of the reason we think so, though, is because we don't know any better. This is the generation that's grown up in an industrialized food nation, eating processed food, fast food, junk food, easy food. And what's so wrong with easy food? Lots of things. First, the way it's grown, with pesticides. As a monocrop. Using irrigation. Second, the way it's made. Mostly from one crop, corn, broken down into its particles and reformed into new, more efficient foods, ones that offer more nutrition in a more easily metabolized way, as discussed in the documentary Food, Inc. Then infused with some not-so-good stuff, so it doesn't go bad. Third, the way it's sold. Transported from the field to a factory. Transported from the factory to the store. Transported from the store to your house. And wrapped in layer upon layer of plastic and cardboard and paper. Fourth, the effect it has on us. Have you noticed climbing obesity and diabetes rates? What about increased behavioral disorders like ADD? How about rotted teeth? And that's just our health. What about our economics? Farmers depend on one crop for their entire livelihood. What happens if that crop fails in a bad season? And children don't even know a tomato from a potato anymore. Jamie Oliver, a famous chef, has gone into schools to try to address this ignorance and has met nothing but resistance. Check out this clip to see what happens when he tests the kids' knowledge about common veggies. Finally, the effect it has on the planet, on the fields, the earth itself, stripped of nutrients and blown away, trees cut down to make new fields to replace the crippled, debilitated soil of the old ones. In the air, pollution running rampant from the semis constantly hauling sustenance back and forth. In the landfill, all that packaging immediately thrown away, the plastic not decomposing as Derek Jensen clearly explains. The paper not being recycled, so even more trees are cut down to produce the package, leading to even more soil erosion. But really, all food is created equal. Which actually brings up another point, the creation of food. It used to be that we ate what grew. Now, however, we modify the food in order to make it better in any number of ways. More nutritious, more productive, more able to withstand the elements, or even any combination of those and other improvements. All of this stuff goes into making food. Shouldn't it be simpler? It could be. We could go back to smaller farms and a different style of agriculture instead of monocropping, which, as Joel Salatin says, is the original sin from which almost every other problem of our food system flows. Instead of planting just one crop, often corn, over and over and over again, we need to diversify the crops we plant and how we plant them. Instead, we could focus on smaller, sustainable farms. Even community gardens. As Lester Brown says, many cities and small towns in the United States and England are creating community gardens that can be used by those who would otherwise not have access to land for gardening. The community garden in Los Angeles was living proof of the positive effect such an opportunity can have. The people who were a part of that community garden became like family to one another. Not only did it provide them with healthy, fresh food, but a place they knew they could belong. I suppose one of the biggest arguments against eating locally is the effect it will have on our ability to eat a balanced diet all year round. If we can't get fresh fruits and vegetables at all, how will we get our 4 to 5 servings per day of them? Well, first of all, I can't imagine that very many people get that many servings per day now, when they are available. Secondly, humans have lived for thousands and thousands of years eating seasonally. There are still ways to get your required vitamins and minerals. Canned foods and preserves are 2 of the most common options, probably available from a nearby farm or farmer's market. It is entirely possible to overcome the obstacles that we have placed in our way of getting back to simple, healthy food. Wouldn't you rather see this vibrant field instead of this dead earth?